What's up, guys? Welcome back to Inder's Notes. Today we're going to be talking about a touchy subject on the lines of Pokemon that cost gems. Now, I'm talking about specifically this new trend that Pokemon, for whatever reason, when their first release, cost gems, which translates to real money. We had it happen, I believe, with Tyranitar. We definitely had it with Mew. We've had it with Dodrio. And it's kind of been swept under the rug. I've seen a lot of people on social media complain about it. And with Scizor/Scyther coming out very soon, and probably future Pokemon might follow this trend as well, I wanted to give my thoughts on this. To make it clear, I think it's a very bad practice. If you wanted to hear my opinion on it, I do not support it. You could end the video there, but let's talk about why it's damaging and what are some of the problems that I see with it. And before I get into it, I do have 3 reasons that I've thought of. I want to mention that I'm a big fan of Pokemon Unite. I think they've done a wonderful job in reinventing the genre of MOBAs, or the games that they've taken inspiration from. And just overall a big fan of the game. I want nothing but the game to succeed, but this is one of the few things that I feel like I need to at least use whatever platform I have to advocate for a change. So let's talk about it. First of all, there's no better way around it. It introduces some aspects of pay to win. It's not as bad as, you know, what it could be. Pay to win generally means that there's like an endless bucket of money you can spend, or you get a direct advantage over your opponents. We don't have anything like that. But I think the reason why this hasn't been talked about as much is because the Pokemon that we've had come out so far haven't had that pay to win kind of feeling. Let's take the last 2 Pokemon that have been released, Mew and Dodrio. Mew, arguably one of the best Pokemon we've ever seen. Also one of the Pokemon with the highest skill ceiling we've ever seen. Highest skill ceiling, as in it's got the potential to be so good with so much skill, but also an incredibly high skill floor. When we talk about skill floor, we talk about how easy it is, or what's the bar for you to at least do minimally well. In the hands of an inexperienced, uninformed player, Mew is not that scary. It's still good. Obviously, it's got a great kit, but in the hands of a player that knows what they're doing, Mew is one of the best, if not the best Pokemon in the current game. Having that paywalled and locked around gems for an entire week didn't feel so bad because there weren't enough players that really knew what was going on. Dodrio comes out. Dodrio also not as good of a Pokemon, not nearly as good as Mew. Initial impressions by most of the community was that it sucked. After a little bit more play, it's evident that it's clearly strong. Is it better than some of the other speedsters that fit the same role? That time will tell. Ultimately, it's not incredibly broken. It doesn't feel like you're at a severe advantage, one way or not. But imagine this. Imagine a world where Mr. Mime is never released, and it's the next Pokemon that comes out, and it's locked behind gems for an entire week. I think it would become incredibly clear how damaging that would be, that the team that had Mr. Mime only had it because they were able to spend real money on it, and there's no other way to get gems, right? The only way to get gems, simply put, is you spend money in the game. And having access to a Pokemon like that for an entire week would be incredibly scary. Now, why do they do it? I don't know. I mean, obviously greed has to be one factor. Greed, or just simply becoming profitable. They're a company, they need to make money, understandable. But I think another reason why they do it is they want to try to incentivize people that spend money to be able to play the Pokemon that they want. You know, a new Pokemon comes out, everyone wants to play it. They don't have any way to sort people into what they can play and what they can't play. So that might be a reason. As a content creator, it certainly helps that I get access to a Pokemon that other people might not, but I don't think it's a very fair system. I'm not a fan of it. The second reason I have, and this one, I need, you know, maybe some advice from you guys on what the thought process might be from the game devs here. But doesn't it seem like it almost kills the hype around the Pokemon? If the new Pokemon that comes out isn't incredibly, like, on spot, overpowered, and fun at the same time, or one or the other, it feels like the potential number of people that would have got that Pokemon almost goes down. And I want to use Dodrio as an example here. Dodrio came out, a lot of people, at least that I know in my chat, in my community, and in other communities, were like, interesting Pokemon, but I'll pass on this one. And if that Pokemon released with a gem cost and a gold cost at the same time, I feel like there's a good chance of people that would have used their gold on Dojiro just to buy it because it's new. And isn't that ultimately the plan that the game devs at Timmy Studios should have? They should want to exhaust everyone of their coins so that when something else comes out that's both coins and gems, they have to make a choice. Do I hold out till I can get more coins because there's only a finite number of coins everyone has access to, or do I swipe? And I feel like that's a better way for them to be able to make money, and it doesn't kill the hype around the Pokemon. Dojiro came out for free, or not for free, for gems a week after its or for coins a week after its gems release, and I didn't see that much of an uptick in pick rate. Maybe the data says otherwise, but my personal experience alludes to the fact that people just weren't that interested in Dojiro anymore. And I'm afraid that might happen with Scyther or Scissor, or, you know, I don't want to have a Mr. Mime situation where it's everyone needs it and it's behind gems, and I don't want to have a Dojiro situation where it's kind of underwhelming and the hype is killed down, because new Pokemon add a lot of hype, and I think it's important for the game to continue that hype. But yeah, I'm confused. Maybe in the comments someone can let me know how what the thought process might be there. Finally, number 3, other games don't do this. Other games in the genre, or even an extension of the genre, don't really behave like this. You want to talk about Dota, the game that got me into this genre of games? Their philosophy has been that you load into a game and everyone's on the same playing ground. Anyone can pick anything, have the same items, there's no level differences, nothing. I love that about that game. But even more quote-unquote revenue generating types of games that people might attribute something like League of Legends, I don't know if they have their champions locked behind a currency before the free-to-play players have access to it. I know in Heroes of the Storm we didn't. I know in Heroes of New Earth, a game that came out after the original Dota, didn't. Even Overwatch doesn't, right? Some of these games might have founders packs that give you access to a select number of champions or heroes. Some games have a pack that, you know, you buy it once, it might be like 40 or 50 bucks, almost the cost of an entire game, but you get all the Pokemon, all the heroes, and then all future releases as well. And if they want to continue to have ways that people spend gems or real life money on Pokemon in Unite, I would like to see that at least behind the membership. Like, having the membership gives you, you know, a temporary license that you can use in ranked, or it gives you access to buy it with coins for at a discount, and then everyone else can do that at coins at the main price. Whatever it might be, I feel like they need other ways to incentivize people to spend money, whether it's better cosmetics, cheaper cosmetics. I'm okay with the things like emblem pages, even though, you know, it's a classic create a problem and then solve it. I see a lot of other games do it, and quality of life features I'll always favor with the devs on, because at least we're getting them. Obviously I'd rather everything be free, but that's a world we can't live in. But let me know, what do you think about the monetization strategies in Pokemon Unite? What are you happy about? What are you not happy about? People that spend gems on Pokemon that right away, what are your thoughts? Are you a fan of the system? No bad opinions here, no bad takes, just be kind and let me know what you think in the comments. But also subscribe, and see ya everyone, bye.